Hi everyone, this is Joseph at Lightspeed, and I'm really excited today to be telling you about a brand new feature that we've added onto the product, demand forecasting, brought to you by Lightspeed Analytics. Demand forecasting saves you time by suggesting which items need ordering based on your sales history, the quantity you have on hand, the quantity you have on order, and your forecast settings. Today, we'll be looking at how the feature works both in Lightspeed R Series and also with Lightspeed Analytics. We'll look at how you can configure the dynamic reorder points in Analytics to generate your demand forecasting. Finally, we'll look at how products are included in your demand forecasts. To begin, let's look at how you can find demand forecasting in Lightspeed on products and on purchase orders. So first of all, we can find demand forecasting values on products. Let's go to an item search, and we'll choose any one of these products. On the product menu, you'll see this item, reorder points. Let's click on this. Here, you'll see any of the manual reorder points that have been added to this product, and we'll also see the values which have been recommended by demand forecasting. We can also see demand forecasting using purchase orders. If we open up a purchase order, we'll see this new menu now where we define how we add products. We can still add items using the manual reorder method, or we can generate items using demand forecasting. Simply click on the method you want to use, and then click Generate PO. So how can you define how your forecasts work? We do this using the Dynamic Reorder Points report in Lightspeed Analytics, which you can either directly access through Analytics, or you can access through the products in Lightspeed. To configure the Dynamic Reorder Points report, we need to define the trailing sales period, the forecast period, and the lead time per vendor. You can access the configuration for demand forecasting through any product. Click on any one of the items, click on the reorder points, and to the right-hand side, you'll get this button that says Edit Settings for Demand Forecasting. Click on the button, and that will open up the configuration for demand forecasting. You can also find the configuration for demand forecasting from the Dynamic Reorder Points report in Lightspeed Analytics. Simply look for the Dynamic Reorder Points report. I see it here. And you'll see the Configure Report button in the top right-hand corner. To configure the report, there are two pieces of information we'll need for each category, the trailing sales period and the forecast period. The trailing sales period of days is how many days prior to today you include when you consider the average daily sales. This number will be used to generate the demand forecast in the days to come. The forecast period is how many days into the future you want to have inventory for this product. A good way to think about this number is how frequently do you want to generate purchase orders from your vendors. We can define these as any positive number, and we'll save changes. Next, we need to define the average lead time in days for every vendor. Think about this number as how many days might pass from you sending a purchase order to your vendor and how long it will take before it's delivered. Again, we can define this as any positive number. We'll save changes, and we'll close. Once you have finished configuring the Dynamic Reorder Points report in Analytics, it takes a while for Analytics to complete the calculations to generate the demand forecast values. This means that demand forecast values are not available in the point of sale right away. If we go to a product, though, you'll be able to see when the last sync from Analytics back to retail took place. This way, you can see whether the most recent changes should be applied to the point of sale yet. So products will need to meet a few criteria in order to be eligible for demand forecasting. The products need to have a category, they need to have a vendor, and they also need to have a vendor ID. So let's see it come together now. Let's go ahead and start up a new purchase order. We'll assign it to a vendor and save changes. Here we can see how we generate the purchase order. I'm going to add items using demand forecasting, and we'll generate PO. We'll get the confirmation message. I'll click on OK. And now I can see two products have been recommended for demand forecasting. We'll see here the suggested reorder level, and it's pushed to the order quantity. You can still change the order quantity, though, if this doesn't feel quite right. Also, if you're curious about how the suggested reorder level is determined, you can open up the detailed view. This will determine what your average daily sales are, what the forecast period is, and then the recommended reorder level based on those values. If you don't need to see this, you can just collapse the detailed view. So thank you so much for watching this video about demand forecasting, just one of the solutions which is offered to you by Lightspeed Analytics. If you have more questions, you can always chat our support, and you can find more resources on Lightspeed Analytics here in the Video Help Center and in the Analytics section of Community. Have a great day.